Good evening and welcome. It's a pleasure to introduce to you tonight Brooklyn-based artists Alexa Garcia and Naima Pinaman of Climbing PoeTree as part of the Ideas Studios of PNCA and the Ford Institute for Visual Education. The Ideas Studios are an ongoing series of portable conversations, lectures, and performances that highlight the importance of creativity in fostering innovation and civic imagination. My name is Anne Marie Oliver, and I teach intermediate and contemporary theory here at PNCA, and one of the courses I teach is a theory and practice class on art and politics. Alexa Garcia and Naima Pinaman belong somewhere between these notions of an artist, their work occurring at the boundary of art and society, participation and politics, performance and activism. Poets, performers, dancers, muralists, and printmakers, they devote themselves in their work fully to what are now thought of as artistic interventions, an art of protest in telling the will to action instead of passivity, efficacy instead of futility, agency instead of submission, justice instead of injustice, commitment instead of apathy. As part of the Black Owl Arts Collective, the two have conducted workshops with youth and adults in prisons, detention centers, and correctional institutions. They have put on benefits for young single mothers. They've painted murals in Cuba and Jamaica. To date, they have led over 100 arts-based political workshops in America and abroad. Tonight, PoeTree presents for us Hurricane Season, The Hidden Messages in Water, which takes as its starting point and inspiration the American and humanitarian tragedy of Katrina, which the artists call an unnatural disaster. The name of the piece is given additional power and force due to the fact that the artists began their 56-city tour on the third anniversary of Katrina, August 29, 2008, and will travel throughout the hurricane season. It should now be clear, if it weren't already, that civil society depends almost entirely on what used to be called good faith. I, for one, am hoping that tonight we might again feel such faith. We welcome you, Alexa and Naima.
Just want to let y'all know we're bringing this to you with so much love and conviction in our hearts and really a sense of urgency. We're recognizing this time that we're living in as a hurricane season. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about the few months out of the year that we fall in right now, a time where low-lying coastal states need to board up their windows and get prepared for the hurricanes, but really talking about this era we're living in of unnatural disaster. What we saw go down in the Gulf Coast region post-Katrina is a man-made catastrophe, and it's not unique. It's really symptomatic about the unnatural disasters that are plaguing our neighborhoods and our communities across this country and across the globe. And so tonight we're going to be looking directly in the eye of the storm, looking at a lot of different stories across the country and across the world, how things are playing out in terms of environmental justice and climate change, in terms of land rights, housing rights, immigration, gentrification, and also looking at our over-reliance on violence, state violence, criminalization, war, militarization to defend the system of inequality that keeps growing and dividing us. But tonight's about coming together. Tonight's about recognizing how our struggles are bound up in each other and also how our liberation is so interconnected. And now is the time for solutions. It's the time to rise up. And so this is really what this is about. It's about light a fire up under your asses so we can go and change some things, all right?
Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Salome. In Brooklyn, they call me Salomazing. That's how you will probably remember my name. And I'm touring for 3.5 months with Naima and Alexa. And the only thing that would have me leave Brooklyn, because I love Brooklyn, but I'm starting to like Portland, is traveling such that we are part of a movement to have humanity transformed. There's a type of bliss that comes from ignorance. We've all heard that saying, right? Ignorance is bliss. Well, this show is not about that type of bliss. It's about the type of bliss that comes from having your eyes wide open to the truth and to having trust, to the beauty and the horror of humanity. And we just want to make sure you all are all right with that. You all all right with that? Okay. To the 5 people who are with me still. All right, without further ado, we present hurricane season.